John Jones versus Francis Ngannou.
Why'd you have to go there, dude?
What? That's
going to happen for sure.
The only thing that I would hope if that ever happens is that we allow Ngannou to get the press that he deserves, to pump him up in a way that he deserves to make that fight as big.
You don't think he gets it? People are terrified of that man.
They are hardcore fans and hardcore fighters. Like everybody who's in the know and everybody in the heavyweight division.
But he's not like a superstar.
He's not a worldwide.
It's too tough to get superstar status. You got to do some shit.
The thing is, if he had beaten
Derek
Stipe,
Lewis fight fucked him up.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a hard one.
And the Stipe fight fucked him up too. If he had beaten Stipe, he
would have helped.
He would be a national hero. He'd be a huge. He would be a
Not
huge
America.
success story.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, in his
Congo
country, for sure.
Well, he's still a hero there.
For sure he is. But I mean, in this country, he would be a hero of the scariest guy in the world was an immigrant that barely spoke English just a little while ago, and now he's murking people, and he's only been fighting for 6 years.
True.
And he developed his strength, by the way, in a sand mine when he was a child, doing child labor.
It's insane.
In Africa. What the fuck, man?
Oh, and he happens to be a really nice guy.
He's a great guy.
He's a great guy.
He's from Cameroon,
and he's funny. He's like smiley,
Yeah,
funny, happy guy.
He's
and
great.
he hits people, and they go into orbit. They go into orbit. Their soul leaves their body.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? I think John still beats him.
Dude, what a fight that would be.
he does, right?
What a fight that would be. Fuck,
I think John would be the favorite.
Does John beat Stipe? If you had gun to your head?
I think John
Yes.
beats everybody.
There's not a man on this planet who beats John Jones.
Wow.
We never seen John where he doesn't have to lose weight. We never seen John where he's not cutting 25 pounds and just fucking
Think how good he'd be.
watching his diet. What if he's eating healthy, like good large portions and just hydrating as much as he wants all day long? Maybe he's 10% better. We don't know. Maybe John Jones is really like the best 240-pound heavyweight in the world. He's just been fighting.
Does he walk at
205. But no, but he could
He's
get
230.
there easily.
He's
Easy.
230 easily.
Right, and if he decided that
Really?
he comes from one of the best camps in the world, right? If Javier Vasquez and Crazy Bob Cook get together and they come together with like a physical plan, for like a Cain Velasquez, right? If they're gonna look at like what's the best weight for a guy like Cain Velasquez, they're probably gonna say, you don't have to lose any weight. Like 240.
240 is the perfect
seems to be
heavyweight.
like,
Yeah.
Jackson Winklejohn, they're gonna do the same thing.
100%.
They're one of the best camps in the world. John Jones was raised in one of. You look at the success. Just go down the line from Carlos Condit. Like even Yoel Romero went down to Jackson Winklejohn.
He was training with John.
It's gonna be like AKA or like Rufus or like any of the top camp. They're gonna go. Where do you think
He's going?
They go. Where are you gonna be at?
He already said he's going.
I know, but they're gonna figure out a weight for him.
The perfect
What about
weight.
what is
even 235?
You said Israel Adesanya is way bigger than you thought,
Way bigger.
and he's definitely a better striker. I would imagine. I don't know about MMA, but that would be an interesting fight. He's just too small, I think, isn't he? Isn't he too thin?
Well, he's a solid 30 pounds lighter, I think, walking around than John is.
That's a very
But
significant.
that's why he doesn't want to fight him now.
He wants him
But
to get older.
Israel can gain weight. Israel can, if he decides, like Canelo Alvarez when he went off to fight Kovalev, right? Again, same kind of thing. Canelo Alvarez is a world-class camp. They figure out how to do this. They might use a little Mexican supplement.
There's also there definitely might be there
Right.
might be some.
But that style
they- in
pillar
boxing, they don't
argument's
do that
not
shit,
too.
right?
It's not that outlandish.
It's not that outlandish. If
When you
he
see
can-
him, you're like,
but
Jesus
if he can
Christ.
put on the weight and physically get up to a certain weight,
Because his skill set, his striking is
Yeah.
better
It's
than John.
better.
Yeah.
well, he's legit
He's
world
world-class.
class.
Yeah.
Legit world class.
Yeah. Legit world-class.
He lost in a title fight to James Wilness, and I thought he won. It is a very close fight.
Look what he did to Robert Whitaker.
Yeah,
and he looks like he's
Whitaker on fire.
6'5".
He's a beast,
Is he?
man.
6'4".
But the thing about him and that whole gym, they won Gym of the Year.
Volkanovski, yeah.
Volkanovski, who just
Hooker.
became a world champion.
Yep.
Dan Hooker, who bounced back from the Barboza fight, looking like an animal, looking better than
He's
ever.
fighting your boy Felder.
Ooh, that's a crazy fight. And I think they're in New Zealand, right?
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of killers in that camp, but they would have to formulate a game plan. They would have to say, okay, what weight is the right weight? Are you too big at 230? Could you be 220? Is
Right.
220? Are you faster? Like when do you have the most cardio? What's the fucking point of diminishing returns?
Just
like I would say,
speed.
I think with like my example with Cain was probably not the best example, but I still to this day think of him as like probably one of the greatest talents the heavyweight division.
That's a great example because
Luke-
there's 240.
Luke
But
Rockhold
it's a great
and-
example in his weight, but I don't think he ever concentrated on it. I think
He was just like that,
He just went at it just trained real hard and was 240. But like
Look at
there's
Stipe.
Stipe's a
240,
good example.
238.
But like, okay, like here's one, like Marlon Moraes. Like Marlon Moraes, when he went to when he fought at 135 against Cejudo and faded, the next fight he came in lighter. Like they're, American top teams.
Right.
Like listen, let's bring your body weight down a little bit. Let's figure out what's the right formula here. And that's why a big camp that has a lot of experience in world title fights and knows, like, seen so many
it's
different
huge.
fights, it's so important because they can look at you and go, Brian, I don't see you as a 70. I see you as a 55. I think we got to get your nutrition in order. Like what they've done, like think about what's happened with Aldo just with the introduction of a nutritionist.
135. He used to have trouble with 45.
Legitimately made 35 and looked like a beast and took big shots.
Took some
from
big shots.
Moraes.
Some people thought he won the fight.
I thought he won the fight.
That's fair.
I thought he won the fight.
There's no argument.
It was close. It was
close.
certainly close.
I can see how you both ways.
Yeah. But dude, that's all about optimizing all your possibilities. And then there's guys like John Jones who don't have to do that.
He's
so good. I just want him to go to heavyweight. I just want him to go to heavyweight. Because he'll get up for it. Can you imagine the fucking trailer for him versus Stipe, then him versus Francis Ngannou? Him and Francis, I'll faint. They announced that fight, like faint.
You just wonder, though, about his brothers being all-stars in the NFL.
Hold on. When you say his brother, I think was second in the league in sacks, Chandler Jones.
Think about that. Now, and his brother,
Pro Bowler.
and would you say his brothers are better athletes than John in one way or another, or is it you can't say that?
When it comes to what the NFL requires.
Look at how much bigger his other brother is. Like,
that's Chandler and that's Arthur.
Now, if that
the one on the right's the Pro Bowler. He's a beast in the NFL.
If that guy's training, he might be the only guy who can beat John Jones.
6'5", 260. He ain't making 205, son.
Oh no, he's not.
That dude's huge.
Jesus Christ.
But that's phenomenal.
But John grew up with those guys battling each other.
Yeah, that's the big thing, is that they grew up beating each other's asses.
I guess
that's what John's used to.
Yeah.
And then the one on the left who's a D tackle in the NFL, I think he's still in it, but he would come in for John's camps and hold John down.
He would?
Yeah.
Jesus.
He would train with John.
Oh, he did?
Great guy.
He's enormous. Yeah, there's video and pictures of Arthur training with John. He's so big. Look how big he is.
He's got wide hips.
Oh, my God. He's 300 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big fella.
Anyway, so it's a great gene pool he's coming from. And, I have this theory about guys who grow up with brothers that beat their asses. Like Matt Hughes, one of the greatest welterweights of all time. One of the things about him is he had a twin brother that was exactly him.
Doesn't Askren have a twin brother?
I don't know. But
I don't think so.
Matt and Mark Hughes used to beat the shit out of each other.
He does. Check out. I think Ben Askren has a twin brother.
You ever see Joe Lozon and his brother beating the fuck out of each other at there's like a family picnic?
The Diaz brothers too.
They have an MMA fight in the grass at a family picnic.
What?
Yeah, family picnic. They're all hanging out in the backyard of a house. All the families around with fucking red cups in their hand, drinking beer, and these guys are beating the fuck out of each other. Yeah.
My brother had to go see a therapist. He'd beat me up so much.
I'm sorry, never mind.
Ben and Max Aspirin.
And not twins. No.
Definitely not twins.
Definitely not twins.
No. Oops.
Yeah, it's like that thing about brothers. It's that's one of the
Nothing
ways
like
you
it.
make tougher people.
Yep.
Because you don't get an escape. Every day that big motherfucker is right next to you, and you're like, shit. And you have to learn, like Chris Weidman, same thing. His brother bullied him when he was younger.
They did a really interesting study about the fastest people in the world. All were like either the youngest or second.
Let me guess, they're
youngest of
black.
Large families,
Yes.
and they had to keep up with their older brothers and sisters. There's some that's a little bit of bro science, but that is written up in the book. I think it's
It's Outliers.
Sports Gene or Outliers.
I think it's in Outliers. Yeah, it's in one of those.
Yeah.
Where they examine why people are hyper successful.
Yeah.
That'd be a good name for a podcast, Bro Science, where it gives
it's out there.
you carte blanche to talk about bullshit, and you don't have to be an expert on it. And
That's what we all do.
We all do that anyway. We do that
Besides
anyway.
Joe, all of us, that's what we
But
do.
if you call it Bro Science, then you have a free pass.
Yeah.
Dude, I do it too. I don't know half what I'm talking about. If you looked at it on a chart, how much of what I'm saying do I actually know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but
that's
the
like-
difference is you'll ask questions.
Yeah, but that's
you'll
like-
ask them questions. We just
Yeah.